Yeah, one thing I think that many people have kind of brought to the forefront is the difficulty that same gender loving couples face in regards to procreating and wanting to have children of their own. And I know that, we're really fortunate to have Sir Ken here with us, and you've kind of done some research into this process for yourself. What can you share with us about the process of becoming a parent as someone in a same gender loving relationship?
So I think like if you do it legally, it's very very expensive. It's very time warranting. It takes a lot of investigation.
Can you do it illegal?
Yeah, I was about to say, what's the illegal way?
Yeah.
Well, the
Y'all, please don't kidnap no children.
no. When I say illegal, it's not illegal. It's just more so. So there's many ways to do it, right? So I can tell you guys about my process without going into too many details. Okay, so it's not an illegal process. There are other ways that you can do it, as far as basically asking a female or a male partner that you want to have sex with, and you do it the old fashioned way.
So why not just do it the old fashioned way?
Because I was going to tell you, there's things that run with that. Well, there's not a medical evaluation in place. You don't know any of the genetic malfunctions that run in their bloodline. You don't know if they're going to have a change of mind when they do have the baby.
Right.
I think in different states, I think for the state of Georgia, you don't even have to file for child support. If I have a child by you or you have a child by me, legally I can get child support, and the state can intervene and take over and say, hey, you need to pay child support. So I don't have to come after you for child support. The state can get involved if they are tipped off to know that you have a child and you're not giving any financial income to it.
I think that's great. I think, that's something, the medical testing and everything should be something that I think everybody can kind of, should do, whether you are, in a same gender loving relationship or if you're not. I think that every parent, prospective parents should undergo that and do that process. But I also think that the old fashioned way is still a great way to start a family.
Well, Zach, do you want kids?
I do not.
Why not?
I don't want children at my age. I really feel.
How old
as
are you?
though I'm too old to have children. in my
Okay, you don't
opinion.
want to disclose your age?
Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with someone over the age of 35 having children, but I do not think that for me at my age it is a good decision. And let me tell you why. Being a parent is a lifelong commitment that I think some people don't understand all that it entails. The sacrifices, the anxiety and the worry over the well-being of your child. And it's not something that ever lessens. Even when your child is grown, even when your child is an adult, you are still their parent.
Right.
And in my opinion, you still have responsibilities to shepherd this child. I see parenthood as I think it's a religious gift. I think it's very spiritual. I think God chooses you to be a shepherd for this soul, this person, this body, this being on earth. And it's all part of a well-designed grand plan. And for me, I'm saying I would not choose to make that kind of a choice or an investment knowingly. I think some people become parents and they didn't plan it. And I think because it was a part of their grand design, it was what God meant for them. I don't think that is something that God has intended for me. And it isn't something I desire. Because again, I do believe that at a certain age, that's not viable because I would not want to, I don't know how long my life will be. I plan to live to be 96, healthy, wealthy, and wise. But that may not be God's plan. I don't want to leave a child here on this earth without a father or without a parent. And I think that it's even more complicated when you are someone who is choosing to have a child with someone of the same sex.
So
I think it's selfish though to get to a certain age.
So you agree?
I agree with you 100%, Zach. I think it's selfish to get to a certain age and decide to have children, especially if you don't have, because it takes a village, right? And I feel like if you don't have a community or a village of people who can kind of fill that spot after you pass away or after you leave, then having a child at 45 and that child gets to be 20 and you 65 and you on your last leg and you gone, and now this child got to figure out what they gonna do without you, right?
what you're saying is subjective, and I think what you said is contradictory. Because you said that
He pointed his
having
finger at
a
me.
child is something, divine, religious, basically given from God. But then you said you don't know how long you're going to have on this earth, and you don't know how long God's going to give you. So then it's like you're almost doubting something that you just said.
But Sir Ken, it's different. It'd be different. It'd be different if he was actually a straight man having sex with women and he ended up getting pregnant by nature, right? It's different when you're a gay man, as you're saying. There has to be so many different planning and processes that need to be put into place.
That's
No.
purposeful. That's purposeful.
That is purposeful. Like that, you can't just say that you just had this as a. And again, people can think whatever they want to think, but like that it could be a gift, right? Like if you're having sex with someone and you have it and you conceive with a woman, that just happened. The condom broke. You didn't put the condom on. You thought raw was better. It's whatever. But when you are a gay man or in a same gender loving relationship, you have to do all these.
Have to be a little bit more calculated.
Yeah. And the planning does have to happen. So you can't just say that it is his prerogative to say that subjectively for him that it makes sense for him to not want to have kids because it is his whatever, that's his future, that's what he wants to decide for himself. But you can't then say that is contradictory.
No, what I said was contrary to what he said is it being a gift from God, but then he don't know how long God's going to have him to live. So how can
I think those are not mutually exclusive.
It is, because
no one knows when they're going
exactly.
to die.
So why would you sit here and say that you don't want to have something that's a gift or given from God if you don't know how long you're going to live? Nobody knows that.
Well, he said at a certain age, though.
Yeah,
The age
reality
that,
is-
yeah.
Why do we put age on it? That's what I'm saying.
It comes back to
Yeah,
family
we have-
planning.
You don't.
Like, we have to family plan. And as a male, I thought I would have kids at 25. Then I laughed at myself when I reached 25. 30, the same thing. Now I'm about to be 32. I've planned out now to have kids when I turn 40. Because if I'm a single male, at that age, I will be more stable within my life and my career to have a kid. Because at that age, I know who I am.
Yeah.
At 25, I didn't know who I am. And our parents, a lot of them had kids in their young 20s.
Yes.
And my mother did not know who she was at that age.
Right.
Versus
Exactly.
now.
Right. Well, let me ask you something, though. Do you feel that you have the community of people around you to support? So let's say something happens to you, right?
But
My nanny will be my community.
No.
But
So,
see, that's what I was going to say when I said it was subjective for you, because that's not everybody's story. Everybody doesn't have to have a village. You have people.
but it takes one, though,
That's
y'all.
subjective.
And a
You don't
nanny
know
is a
that.
village, though.
It doesn't.
A nanny ain't a village. A
Yes,
nanny
it
is a
is.
one person.
A nanny is an employee.
Yeah, a nanny is an employee that's on your payroll that you pay taxes
But
for,
you don't
that you got health coverage
But you
over.
don't have
They-
to have a village. If you are
Why you think you
financially-
don't have to have a
because
village?
If you're financially stable, if you're financially
But it's so much
capable-
more than money, though, Sir Ken.
Exactly. But what I'm saying to you
Facts.
is if you have the money that creates a financial stability for your life, you don't have to get up and do a 9 to 5. You might have to work 30 minutes a day. You
I don't
might not
want my
get up and-
children playing with his
You
children.
might
I
not
don't
have-
get your point.
My
Well, you
point,
don't have kids.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this.
I don't get your point.
Okay, my point is this. And
Okay.
I don't want to brag or nothing, but I only work an hour a day.
Right.
So if I have a child, I could take my child with me. The work that I do, my child could be there with me. I wouldn't be away from my child. So
I don't
I don't
think you-
need a village to raise my child. I can actually be in my child's
Well,
life
I
for
want
way
you to
more
have the
time.
baby.
I am.
And you realize how damn hard it is. And
I've
you want,
raised
you
three.
see.
Well, it's still hard if you have a village as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Hard
that's
is
my
hard.
point.
Hard is gonna be hard,
But I
though.
think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that when your village is your insurance, right? Like it's the thing that you get to fall back on so that you don't land as hard. And what I'm saying is that it's selfish as to be a certain age, right? Knowing what our health qualifications are as black men, knowing what our life expectancy is, to assume that when you leave this earth, that child won't need that village.
So what is your
There's
life
a lot
expectancy?
of
What is your life
delusion
expectancy?
among people in this world, and Cedric just said a brilliant point of view. We can't deny the fact, like we all envision a world where I envision a world where I'm going to be 96 years old, healthy, wealthy, and wise, but I am not delusional enough to believe that there will not be challenges to reaching 96 in 2023 for me. I'm not delusional to think that, high blood pressure, diabetes, and other ailments that impact black men won't impact me possibly at some point, because these are the realities of our community because of generational issues that we are impacted by. So we can't ignore that. So to think that you're going to be 80 years old, that you're going to have a child at 40, and you're going to make it to 80 and be able to shepherd this child through until he or she is 40 is, I think, a very ambitious.
That's the
prayer.
word I was going to use.
And I
ambitious.
pray it for
That's-
you. I pray it for you.
yeah.
I hope it happens. But the reality is, many black men don't make it to 80. And what does that mean for the child that you've left into this world? Children, even like if you were to die at 60, you've left behind a child who is 20 years old who still needs so much more
Absolutely.
from a parent and from this world. No, you can't live your life with those kind of parameters in place. I'm just saying it's something that I chose or that I'm choosing to think about in regards to parenthood.
So are y'all
I
I'm
saying
choosing to think about it too. Okay,
I
so
think that's where y'all stand, and I think that the
Sir Ken,
difference-
I completely understand what you were saying. What you want to do will work for you. What I want to do will work for me.
Exactly.
That's right.
However,
Exactly.
comma,
That's the
but,
point.
But
Because you can't. But this is the point. You can't again then say that this is subjective because not everybody works just an hour a day and can be fine.
and that's why I
And that's-
specifically
To Sir
said
Ken's
this-
employer, he is
but-
making a joke.
But yeah, no, I'm not. I work 2 hours max. But what I'm saying is, this is my life.
Exactly.
I'm
Yes,
not
that's
saying that
absolutely right.
this is what's going to apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the difference that he and I were making was what could apply for us and what could apply for others. But we didn't say that it will apply. I feel like, and I'm not saying this is what you guys are saying or doing. I feel like what y'all are saying that the way y'all feel about it is what it is for everybody or for most people that are in same-sex relationships. That
No
wanna
one
have
at any
children.
point said those qualified.
I didn't say that. I said the way
he was saying the way maybe
Yeah.
we're
Because
so
the way we-
strong-minded
Clearly, I said
that we
for
said
me.
it too aggressively.
Most times,
But
Well, you just said also about the life expectancy of black men.
But that's a statistic, though,
That's
Sir
facts.
Ken. That's fact.
you can
But
find a
then-
statistic for anything?
Exactly. And then the thing is this when it comes to
Well, that's a moot
statistics,
point.
The thing about this statistics is who are the people that are pulled in for.
Now, I'm not
the
getting into that whole
because-
sociological pulling qualitative and
how
quantitative
statistics
data
work.
with you today.
That's
I'm
how-
not doing that.
That's how it works, though. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is this to wrap it up, right?
wrap it
Is
up.
that I'm 26. There is a threshold that I have, even at my young, tender age. I'm not gonna be thinking about having kids at no 40. Like for me, that's out of bounds. You know what I mean? So I think it's dependent upon what you want for your life.
And I just want to go back and cycle back to something Blake said, because actually, Blake, you said your mom had kids and our parents had kids at what? You said 20s,
Young
in
20s.
young 20s. That is actually kind of what the majority of people do, and they have historically done, because that is kind of how it's supposed to happen. We are meant to have parents to guide us and to shepherd us for a long time. And we're meant to have grandparents support us and love us. Like, these are essential units of American family structure that are needed. Every child, in my opinion, needs parents and grandparents. They're both essential.
Aunties, cousins.
And when you don't have that, you realize a void and a vacancy. So I think it's kind of a good thing that people have, because again, yep, they're going to make mistakes when they're young. Yep, they're not going to know what they're doing. But that's also all a part of the gift of being a parent and the gift of having parents, because it teaches you things, it grows you, and it pushes you forward on the journey that God gave you life for, so you can be the best version of yourself as you grow and as you age. That's why grandparents always know more than parents. Always.